and provides ground to figure. The focal vision system answers the question, where is it? It's interested in identification or meaning. It's interested in content or details. It's the anchor point, the selection of an area for attention. Now, why is the peripheral ambient vision system so important? Humans require light to be evenly distributed across the retina. Light is both energy and information. Has anyone heard of SAD, seasonal affective disorder? Okay, two things happen. People get depressed, metabolism goes down. Psychiatrists prescribe looking at light box, it improves that. So light is both energy and information. Energy regulating sleep cycles, sexual cycles, immune function. Information telling us about the world. And we need that whole 80% of the ambient vision system working. The thing is, when you prescribe compensating lenses, that lenses that just take care of 20/20, that throws that off. And hopefully we have time to do a demonstration to show you. Okay. Vision problems and visual adaptations are constrictions or distortions of how we use energy and information provided by light. So myopia is a constriction on the X, Y, and Z axis. Hyperopia goes out like that. The way we organize the periphery is the foundation or context for thinking, movement, speaking, and listening. So what happens when there are vision dysfunctions compromising seeing the bigger picture? We get lost in the details. We get a lot done, but don't necessarily work towards our objective. You know people like that? You go off on tangents in conversations. You have trouble keeping aware of the bigger picture. You tunnel into part of the problem, so you miss out on a lot. You see the bigger picture, but are unable to parse the details or interrelationships. Let's talk about tunneling now. Tunneling is when you lock into a task, ignore all other sensory information. Examples of tunneling are calling someone several times to get their attention. When they're reading, working on a computer, looking at their cell phone. You know anyone like that? Okay. You get locked into the road and you miss your exit sign. You go off on tangents in conversations. You answer a question, but do not respond to the question being asked. That's a big thing in the training room. So you really have to listen and observe. Okay, so tunneling is a suppression. It's an avoidance of thoughts or feelings or a cessation of function. So what we have is a reduced functional visual fields. We have a collapsed space world. It's a subconscious adaptation. We have a reduced amount of information perceived. It's like, hold up your hands like this. Look around the room. That's how you see the world when you tunnel. What's important is just what's right in front of your face, and it takes a lot of looks to take in the information. It's not pathology like glaucoma, where you lose the visual fields. It's a functional constriction. You act as if the only important thing is right in front of your face where you're looking. It's a common strategy among all visual adaptations. So tunneling, unaware of surroundings, missed exit signs, easily disoriented, difficulty making transitions. You lock into what you're doing, and you get upset if you have a schedule you have to comply with, and you can't complete it. Even though if you stay with what you're doing, you'll be missing out on a lot of things and won't be doing the things that you're responsible for. You have a reduced lack of body awareness. You have difficulty following multiple directions. You lock into part of the information. This is often called CAP, sensory auditory processing problem, but it's actually a vision problem. So many auditory problems are actually vision problems. You have difficulty reading social cues in a group, just too much information to take in, and you're just zeroing in on one thing. It's like when you take a PD, you ever hear anyone say, which eye do you? I'm sorry. If you say, forget that. If you say to someone, look at my eyes, or they'll say, which eye you want me to look at? The real big tunnelers, they see it as either or, not that they can see it easily both at the same time. Unable to find things in plain sight. That is, their keys or a bunch of objects on a table, and they can't find it because they just zero into one thing. Or can't find the ketchup bottle in the refrigerator, one item among lots of items. Okay. This will be your runway over here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just face toward the exit sign. Stop over here. Just stop. Okay. We have a lane to walk two ways. This is a demonstration of tunneling. The first way you're going to walk, I'm sorry, I blew this. Okay. You're aware of the size of your steps. You're going to watch your steps, posture, body tension. You have to feel your body tension. Be aware of your breathing and awareness of space. Size of steps, posture, body tension, breathing, awareness of space. So you're going to walk, face that way, and you're going to look down 2 or 3 feet ahead of you. You see what you did with your arms? Anybody see that? Look 2 or 3 feet ahead of you. See what you're doing with your arms? Now walk backwards, turn around, back. Okay, so you got it? Okay, now look straight ahead. Find something straight ahead, okay? And you're going to do the same thing, aware of posture, breathing, size of steps, posture, body tension, breathing, awareness of space. Got it? Got to keep your eyes super wide open. Go. Walk backwards. Keep looking there. Okay. What differences did you notice? Yes, we all saw that. Okay, what else? What about the size of your steps? What about your speed, your breathing? Your breathing? You held your breath when you were looking down.
Was I?
You were tense. You were like this.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
I didn't notice I wasn't
Okay, did you see that?
I noticed it.
I know. Yes. Okay, did you all see that? So when you look at fellow students, see how they're walking. Typically, many people look down. And so do you walk with your legs or with your vision? Somebody, please. So you walk with your legs or your vision? We changed where you were looking. What happened?
I walk better.
So do you walk with your legs or with your vision? Got it? Okay, so when you tunnel, which anybody walking the street looking at their cell phone or looking down, the worst place you can look is down. And many people, they tunnel so much, they can't see down here. But ideally, the better your vision works, you can see all over. Got it? Thank you. I told you it was easy. What's that?
Do you want me to put that back up on the big one?
Which one? Okay. Why don't we get that again? Sorry. That makes it easier for me.
Oh, the other way?
Yeah. Great, thank you. Mm-hmm. You guys can see that okay? Okay. So any questions on that? So why isn't this changing?
I don't know if that'll work when it's not in the other.
Okay, it was like that before. Oh, was it? Okay, we can go back to the other one. Sorry. Should I just go to escape or?
Right. Pushing that button. Does that work now?
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. The question is, thank you. The question is not what you look at, but what you see. You can't say more than you see. Got it? That's really important. Okay. Seeing in a fragmented way. So we discussed tunneling. This is fragmenting. When you're playing soccer or basketball, you see the ball, teammates, opponents, and predict where the ball is going. If you see it like this, you're always going to be a step behind the action or have to look at other players to know where to go. Some people are very fast, so they can compensate by watching others and see the direction they're going. But as the competition becomes more fierce, they're going to be a step behind. So ideally, we want to see all at one time. The ball, teammates, opponents, and predict where the ball is going. So some people are physically well put together and visually up here, and they're right on top of the action. Some people are physically well put together, but visually over here. So they prefer individual sports, biking, hiking, walking. They avoid team or ball sports, or don't do as well, or just tend to stand in one place. So in the classroom, if you see in a fragmented fashion, you copy, instead of copying half a sentence or a whole sentence on the board, you copy one or two words at a time, or one or two letters, or even with errors. And you listen the same way. So by the time you get it together, put those words together, the teacher's off to something else. Or you space out in conversations. Reading, when you're reading, you read with pauses or hesitations. In education, they call that robotic reading. But with lenses and prisms, you can expand how much information you take at one time. Usually with performance lenses, you can get them 25 to 40% improvement in how they walk, how they move, how they read, how they write. And with writing, which we'll go into now so you can see it, well, in one we'll go into writing. Patients who see the world in a fragmented fashion say what or have delayed responses. Their head moves when they read, may or may not move. When they read the spelling chart, they may go like E, V, O, T, Z. Or they read it like this, E, V, O, T, Z, instead of E, V, O, T, Z. It's read in a fragmented way. Okay, and if you ask them, okay, they're reading something and patches over here, you say, put the patch in the other eye. So they go like this, instead of going like this. Got it? Okay. So everything takes more effort and more energy. Even if they get the job done, it's more effort and more energy. They speak or read slowly with pauses. Do you know people who speak very fast? Do you know people who speak very slowly? Do you know people who speak with hesitations or pauses? In most cases, it has to do with how they use their vision. And as you go through visual training, it comes more towards the norm. So sometimes people see in a fragmented way but read really fast. What they're doing is holding their breath to make up for the slowness in seeing the world in small chunks. They draw shapes or letters in a segmented fashion. So I'm drawing a square. That's one way to do it. Here's another way. So it's fragmented. So that's how they make the letters of the alphabet. Or there's, I know, how many are familiar with the Winter Haven copy forms? Or the very, it's a motor test, very something or other. But anyway, it's visual motor testing. You can see how they perform there. They have unequal spacing between letters and words, and variable size and slant of letters. Okay, let's see. Thank you. Okay, this is someone who's reading with her compensating lenses. They give her 20/20. Listen to her voice, see if it's fluent or choppy or hesitant.
Whereas healthcare reform will increase healthcare consumption among traditional unutilizers, demographics and aging process will increase healthcare consumption.
Did you see the phrasing changes, got louder, got lower, and the forcing? Okay, now this is with, she was about -4, and I think this was -3. I think we might have had, I don't know if we had some prism-like goal amounts, micro prisms, quarter base in, half base in. Okay, listen to the difference in her reading now.
By 2030, the number of adults in the United States who are 65 and older is expected to be almost double what it is in 2005, representing an increase from approximately 37.
Okay, thank you. Could you hear the difference in that? I didn't see you. We're done. Okay, so that's vision, okay? Can you talk really loud, please? Can you talk really loud?
Sure. Did you say you added only a quarter prism in each eye?
Yes. Yes. They are really, really powerful. When I started, I had a distant relative, who was a brother-in-law of mine, who was a cousin of my brother-in-law, Harry Sirotto. And he was quite original and quite a character. He would prescribe +1/8 for patients. And I said, how could this work? So at that time I was at the Chicago Boys Club, McCall Boys Club. ICO would choose a student to be a director of the clinic up there. And I wasn't, the program ended when I was working up there. And so we had a grant from an optical company. So I would just put on a frame to make sure, see what the heck is going on. Then I put on +1/8 and I can hear the difference. Okay? So vision is something you have to experience. It's not something you can go to a lecture and hear and know it, believe it, and be able to apply it. Okay, this is a patient, an adult patient. I have them write in 3 ways. The first way at the top, can you see how the letters are fragmented? Variable spacing, variable slant. Okay, and I recorded on the left-hand side that he had, in his case, he had his performance lenses on, he had on a flat desk. His pencil grip was a 1/2 inch from the tip. This is really bad pencil grip. You can't see your finger. You have to go like that. So the ideal is about 1 inch from the tip when you're working. Okay, so then I had him do it with a slope desk and pencil grip. Can you see where there's an improvement on the second line? Needs an improvement of spacing. Then I had him do it a third way. I said to breathe. There's even a bigger improvement compared to the first way he did it. And then I added something. I said to look softly, and that made it worse. He wasn't ready to incorporate that. I was giving him too much to do. So the last one at the bottom, I had him breathe, work slowly, and see the previous letter as he was making the next letter. So let's say if he made the A, as he was making the B, see the A. And do you see the big difference between the bottom one and the top? So he went home and practiced that. I didn't tell him to do it. He went home and practiced that. And he came back and he was just much calmer in general. So sometimes it's just telling a patient 1 or 2 things and they're ready to take in. Sometimes it's much more work. But the bottom one is beautiful compared to the top, and that would be the goal, the objective. Okay, eye movements and location skills, our ability to move our eyes smoothly, and a big part of that is to be able to hang on to space. Look at the target and be aware of everything around it. It provides a rapport with the environment. It's primary for confident reading, writing, sports. Problems lead to the 3 Ds, disorganization, disorientation, and distractibility. Tunneling or collapsed visual fields typically is the cause of inadequate eye movements and location skills. The role of vision in cognition or thinking. Cognition is learning and reasoning. Can we select an area for attention and simultaneously see the big picture? Do we have the general idea of the big picture, but have trouble seeing the interrelationships? Do we get lost in the details? So vision is the bridge from the concrete to the abstract world. When we don't see things in context, we jump to the wrong conclusions, go off on tangents, and exhibit disorganization, distractibility, disorientation, recklessness, and impulsiveness. Figure ground. We are dealing with peripheral and central relationships, seeing things in perspective. The focal vision system is the anchor point, figure, the selection of content. The ambient vision system is the big picture, ground or context. When the ambient vision system is compromised, cognition, speech, auditory, balance, movement, posture, emotions, and feelings all become impaired. Emotions and it takes longer to grasp things. We miss out on the big picture. We haltingly experience facial and body tension. We lock our knees. We squeeze our toes. We walk on our toes, etc. In addition, we often become fatigued, anxious, or irritable. Vision problems are better called syndromes. A syndrome is a collection of symptoms. And there are stress-induced vision syndrome, autistic spectrum syndrome. We call them syndromes because they affect the following, because vision dysfunctions affect the following: cognition, balance, posture, movement, speech, auditory, emotions, and feelings. So ideally, we want to look at all that when we're looking at someone's vision. So when we have vision dysfunctions in cognition, we have the 3 Ds, disorientation, disorganization, distractibility, fragmenting, tunneling, difficulty following multiple directions, reading comprehension problems. There's something called cognitive intelligence, which is nature, culture, and interaction. Nature would be what with the genes, or with genetics, what we get from our parents. So some people get really good genes. And then there's culture, well, how we're surrounded with museums, books, conversations. And third is the interaction in the world. So usually it's the interaction in the world is where the problem is. So that's why some people are really good readers and poor at sports. Or some people are good at sports but poor readers. Or if you're working in an area like ICO, you're working with a lot of children who come from low-income areas, and they have problems culturally. They didn't get much when they were younger. So when their vision dysfunctions and posture, we lock our knees, squeeze our toes, tilt our heads, lean forwards, backwards, or to the side. When we tunnel, we're not very aware of that. Only if we fall over it, then we realize it. Dynamic posture takes small steps, as Elena did when she was looking downward. Asymmetric arm movement, we have one arm moving more than the other. We stand with, I asked somebody to demonstrate. Can I get somebody up here quickly? Great, come on up. Okay, face the audience. Okay, stand your feet close together. Okay, I'm going to push you. Okay. Stand with your feet apart. Bend your knees a little bit, just a little bit, underneath your armpits. You feel the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So when people stand this way, they're more easily knocked off balance, both physically and emotionally. If you stand this way, then it indicates you're stubborn or planted, not easily moved. So you don't want to have a discussion with someone like that, because unless you agree with them, you're going to be arguing. Thank you. Okay, so vision dysfunctions and movement, slow walking. You know anyone with an elephant walk? They come down heavily. That's a vision problem. They don't know where the floor is. Or they walk with small steps, or they walk with the size of steps Elena had when she was looking down. They walk with them normally because they tunnel. Asymmetric arm movement, mismatches in space, bumping into things, knocking over things. Okay. When they speak, they can be inarticulate, that is, difficulty describing things, identifying things, describing things, describing what they're seeing, disorganized in their speech, go off on tangents, voice too loud or too low for the distance they're speaking at. So visual projection determines auditory projection, how loud or how low one speaks. Or we have fragmented speaking. Okay, we space out when we're listening. Some people can either look at you or listen to you. If they look at you, you're not flat. You're three-dimensional, and your mouth is moving, your hands may be moving. So they have to organize all that visually. So it takes so much effort, they may not hear a word you're saying. So the best conversations with these people are when you're walking alongside them or in the car, but not face-to-face. They either have to look away to listen, or they look at you and don't hear a word you're saying. So what happens when people are in a relationship and one of them is like that, one party may think they've made an agreement with the other party and find the other party is not there where they expected them. Okay. Vision dysfunctions in emotions and feelings, overwhelm, sensory overload, tunnelers, difficulty with transitions, anxiety, too much information and don't know where to start, get lost in the details, struggle to see the bigger picture, unstable centering and identification systems. Okay. Okay, we're going to do that demonstration. Who are the two people I wanted? Good, you guys got great memories. Tell you what, we're going to have to do it over here. Oh, we'll do it over there. Let's go over here. Okay, why don't you stand right back here. Okay, face the audience, face these guys. Okay, move apart. Okay, put your feet underneath your armpits. Okay, look out there. Now, we're going to do this with the eyes closed, so you have to talk really loud. Okay, really loud so they can hear you. Put your hands on your side, look straight ahead. Close your eyes. The reason we can do this with the eyes closed are the eyelids are translucent and light goes in. Got it? So we do this with the eyes closed. If somebody's really sensitive, we can do it with the eyes open. But typically, most people have something going on with their vision system, so it's much easier to get rid of the visible world. Okay, now, I'm going to ask questions and I'll ask you individually. All right? If your knees are locked, raise your hand. Good. Okay. Now, slightly bend your knees. Slightly. Now, there's one, slightly, just slightly. Did you feel what happened when you bent your knees? You leaned forward. Could you feel that? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's why she locks her knees so she doesn't fall over. Okay. Do you notice one leg longer or heavier than the other?
Yes.
Which one's heavier?
My left one.
Okay. Any tension in your shoulders, neck, or back?
My lower, like right here on my neck.
Very good. Okay. And what do you notice?
My
Talk really loud.
my right.
Louder, twice as loud.
My right leg feels heavier.
Right leg feels heavier. Any tension in your shoulders, neck, or back?
Yeah, my shoulders.
My shoulders. Okay. 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 Let's take off those glasses. Why don't you give them to me? Open your eyes. Okay. Close your eyes. Keep your knees bent. Okay. What do you notice now? What changed? Talk really loud.
I feel a little bit more even.
Great. So these people are wearing, I assume, compensating lenses. It gives them 20/20, but it causes light to be constricted hitting the retinal. So you're sending less information to the ambient vision system. When you prescribe for 20/20, you're just taking care of focal vision. But you do have to drive a car, so sometimes you need it. But as you work with patients, they often need reduced powers. Okay, what do you notice? Talk really loud.
I think my left side is a little heavier.
Okay. Are they more equal?
Yeah, they are more.
They're more equal, but the other side shifted. And what about the tension in your shoulders, neck? You see her head? Okay, got that? That's vision. And what do you notice about the tension?
I don't feel the tension.
You don't feel the tension, got it? Okay, good. Take these silly glasses back. Okay, they're the right ones? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do this one at a time. Okay, you're going to do it first. Okay, I'm going to have you walk down there. Find something to look at. You're going to walk. I'll tell you when to stop, then you walk backwards to me. Okay? You want to watch like we did with Elena. Got it? Mm-hmm. So you know what to watch? The steps, the arm movement, the body. Go. Walk back. Okay, take off the glasses. Okay, don't worry that you can't see. Usually, if we were in the office, we'd give her a reduced power. Or maybe some prisms in it too. But we don't have them here. We're just doing a demonstration. Find something to look at and walk down there. Go. You see the difference in her steps and her speed? Walk back. And the arms are moving more equally. Did you feel that? What did you feel? Talk really loud. You're talking to that person who came in late, who's eating now. While I'm talking, you're talking to her. Okay, sorry. You're talking to that person.
I felt like I walked faster the second time.
Good. What about, yeah, you're really good. Thank you. You can sit down. You're great. Okay, your turn. Find something to look at. Put your arms down and walk down there. Find something to look at. Okay, walk back. Okay, let's take off the glasses. Okay, let's repeat that. Go. See the difference? Walk back. The arms are moving more. Everything's moving. Okay, what did you notice?
I just felt, different.
Lighter. You felt good.
Yeah.
What do you need? I would go back and find out the person you got those glasses from. Okay, so performance lenses are fantastic. You change behavior, people are calmer, because every time you tense your body, good chance you're getting anxious or something's going on. So it's important. Okay, yes? Well, contacts definitely allow more light into the eye, but they're not as good as performance lenses. So I go with, and I do work with patients. I don't do any dispensing or work with contact lenses per se. But I have patients who wear contact lenses, and I recommend the power changes. So I do work with patients who wear contacts. I prefer actually glasses because then I can work with small amounts of prisms. But you're better off if you're having a reduced power in contact lenses. Sometimes if they really want with contact lenses, I'll say go for it on that. Because you get good changes. The glasses give you the most flexibility. But when I work with higher myopic patients, I do have them often in contacts. But a reduced power performance lens. Okay, any other questions? Yes?
Do you keep them in those all the time, or do you have them just wear them for certain activities, or is that what they're prescribed, is a little bit reduced all the time?
Well, I said, whenever you want to feel good. Okay, who is that person up here? Oh, Alex. She felt good when she was walking. You saw the smile on her face. Okay? So obviously you want to make them safe for driving, so they'll have their old lenses. But what they notice is when they go back to the old glasses, they notice all this body tension headache because it really tightens up their system. So in effect, we're creating problems for patients. Yes, we are allowing them to see clearly, and yes, you have to see clearly when you're driving. But a reduced power, what happens is the whole system starts to relax, and you often start to see better. So ideally, patients do that in training also. And some patients are going to drop nearsightedness a lot, some a little, some a moderate amount. It depends on how embedded it is and their work. If they're a student, it's really hard because they're doing a lot of reading, writing, computer work. But visual hygiene is important. So that means after every 2 pages, you want to look up across the room. If I'm looking at the guy straight ahead of me in the last row, when I look up, I'm seeing everything around him, so I'm looking for 3-dimensionality. You're not looking for clarity. If you get 3-dimensionality, then you get clarity. So you look up after every 2 pages for 10 seconds, and when you're working on a computer, you want to look up every 3 minutes. There are some apps which you can set for every 3 minutes, and then again, you're looking for 3-dimensionality, looking at a window or as far away as you can. And then you ideally not work more than 30, 40 minutes without getting up and walking 5 or 10 minutes. And this way, you're going to be fresher at the end of 3 hours than if you just start taking breaks after 2 hours. So that's really important when you're studying. And with students I work with or in college who have trouble with visual teaming, I'll say just work for 15 minutes, take a 5-minute break, come back to it until we get your vision system working properly. Anything else? I'll be around for a little while. You've been a great audience, and thank you, volunteers. And thank you for putting this on. Okay, thank you. Oh, yes. I would have went home with it.